Hello and welcome to the Fierce Urgency of Now in Today's Schools podcast. I am Dr. Cynthia Mama J. Johnson, a voice of hope in education, and I will be your host. Thank you, as always, for joining me for another episode. Before we jump in, let me remind you why we gather. The Fierce Urgency of Now in Today's Schools podcast is dedicated to disrupting, interrupting, and dismantling barriers to changing student outcomes in our nation's schools. Why? Because our children need us now more than ever before. So we've got to come together to figure out what we can do to meet them where they are. Not leave them there, but then to elevate them to a whole new level. Honey, I want you to know today, my guest, Catina Taylor, is one of those individuals that's not only meeting children, but she's meeting parents and families exactly where they are and taking them to a whole new level. Catina, welcome to the family.
Thank you so much. I'm like, who's here? What? What
I tell
they
you
doing?
what, I'm so happy that before we started recording that you talked about how many years ago it had been since 2000 that we first met, girl, honey, and
Yes.
you doing your thing, and Mama J is still out here doing her thing. But let me take a
Amen.
moment. Let me take a moment to share with our audience who we have before us today. This is just not a guest. Let me tell you a little bit about her and the walk of life. Somebody say lawyer, educator, advocate. Somebody go on and say, entrepreneur, nonprofit leader. These are some of the hats that the Kansas City native Catina K. Taylor wears. Some may think that a jack of all trades cannot master any. However, that is not the case with Catina. She moves. I love that her bio says this. She moves seamlessly from one to the other, often intertwining them together for the most effective impact on clients, students, families, and the community. You know, when I was reading your another version of your bio, I love this quote because you and I have come together on a quote by Frederick Douglass. I'm trying. I want to make sure I get it completely right.
Yes.
Here it is, right here. It says Frederick Douglass' word says, "Once you learn to read, you will be forever free." And those are
Amen.
your words that you celebrate and honor. And I understand that these are my words. I'm gonna hold it up for you today. By
I
Frederick
have that
Douglass.
same thing right over there on my bookcase.
I love
Yes.
it. This is what keeps me grounded. You hear me? The
Yes.
days of my life, 35 plus years in education, and I still believe. You hear me? Don't get me started today.
Absolutely.
It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men.
That's
We have
it.
enough examples in society of brokenness and broken men
Hmm.
and women. We're going to leave it there. We ain't going to talk about this. This is an educational show, and that's what we're going to focus on today. Come on, come on, come on.
Amen.
Tell us more about yourself. I mean, I just gave a little bit. I mean, I could have gone on and on and on, but tell us your story.
Those are hats, and I people, you achieve things and you're proud of those
Yes,
achievements. You get
yes,
degrees, you do all
yes.
these things, but ultimately what I have found to be true and that has been interwoven throughout my life is
Uh-huh.
I am a liberator.
Woo, woo,
That
woo.
that's like pure
Come
and
on.
simple. That is purpose. And what do
Woo.
I mean by
Love it.
that is that all of my work, no matter what it has
Uh-huh.
been, is been to liberate other people,
Yes.
free up other people
Woo,
to do, be, dream, whatever it is that
woo.
they want to do, be, and dream.
Right,
And
right.
so that's the role. People often
Mm.
say, who are you? What do you do?
Right,
And we want to go through
right,
this whole resume of things.
right.
Now, who are you at your core?
Yes, yes.
And so I'm a mom. My son is 34. I was a one and
Wow.
done mom. I'm a grandma. That
Love it.
that's where my pride is. I'm a daughter,
Yes,
right? I'm a sister.
yes.
I am a fighter in terms of liberation movement.
Yes.
And I don't think I would have known that
Uh-huh.
early in life.
Right. I hear
But
you.
native Kansas City and product of Kansas City public
Yes.
schools, went to Avila College, now Avila University, went to KU Law School, never
Huh.
imagined
Woo.
education. Never. But I had amazing Black teachers. So, like when
Yes.
people say they didn't have Black teachers, they don't know what it's like to have a Black teacher. I was like, all my
Mm.
teachers were Black.
Wow. Wow.
Like, what y'all
Wow.
mean? Right here
I'm
in
one of those.
Kansas
I'm
City.
one of those individuals. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was shocking to me. I was just like, what y'all mean, y'all? What? You
Yeah.
know, the Miss
Yeah.
McConnell, the Miss Turk, the Miss Harris, the Mr. Jones, the Mr. McQuarries, like,
Yes.
Mr.
Mm.
Heron, all of those greats in Kansas
Yes.
City. So I had great teaching throughout
Okay.
my life, from Montessori preschool all the
Yes.
way through. So when I did decide, because it was a choice,
Uh-huh.
to venture into, not thinking I would stay.
Uh-huh.
It was really a stopgap in my life. I finished law school. I was going to California, take the bar, lifestyles of the rich and famous. We gonna do entertainment law, make a whole lot of money, hang out with celebrities, and retire by 40. That was
Right.
the plan.
Right. Right.
But life be lifing, right?
Come on
Ended
now.
up back in Kansas City. My father passed, and you get serious when things start happening.
Right. Hmm.
And I had a
Hmm.
mouth to feed. My son was very young then, and my father passed. So I was like, "What you really gonna do?"
Woo.
And at that time, Kansas City Public Schools had a teacher shortage. They were like, "Come on in. We want other people from other career paths to come in." And I
Right. Right.
really thought, stopgap. This is going to be a way for me to give back while
Right.
I am
Right.
attempting to decide
Right.
what I'm going to do next.
Right.
And here we are 25 years later. 25 years later. So
Yeah. Come
3
on
years
now.
in middle school, 7 years in elementary school, 5 years in high school, and now teaching parents, writing books,
Yes.
being a literacy advocate,
Yes.
but walking in my calling, my purpose of
Yes.
liberation. Like I'm clear that
Hmm.
that's what it is.
Woo. Woo, girl.
So,
I don't know whether if I should sing, if I don't know if I should get the ushers on the door, girl. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I should grab the fan. I don't know. We could give the benediction right there. You hear me? I could give my
but
closing
I would
comments.
say it's people like you though. It's
Woo,
people like you that
woo,
had me stick and stay.
woo.
That I anything that's worth doing is worth doing well,
Right, right,
especially when you're
right,
impacting the lives of human
right,
beings.
right.
But I think about a Takesha Brown, I think about a Mama J, I
Mm,
think about some of these,
wow.
a Brandy Thornton, I think
Yes,
about a lot of these educators that have been put in my path. Remember, I wasn't trained to be an
right,
educator.
right, right.
I think about a Dolores Lynn who now has passed
Mm,
away, but I know she was placed on earth
right,
to be an
right,
educator.
right.
I think about those people, um, Kirksey and all of these folks, Harshaw, all of these folks that have crossed my
Wow.
path. And I applaud you all. I thank you all. I'm so grateful
Thank you.
because
Thank
I know
you.
that I wouldn't be able to do the work that I do and do it
Right.
well
I hear
in the
you.
way in which I do it had it not been for you all.
I hear
So
you.
I
I hear
like
you.
I'm so you don't even
Woo.
know. Like I get chills. I spoke out and said, I want to be on her podcast. When I found out that she I was like, why I ain't been invited to be on this podcast? Because oftentimes we will aspire to be in the
Uh-huh.
place of celebrity.
Right, right.
But celebrity isn't often the people that have the biggest formats
That's
aren't
right.
often making impact.
Right, right.
I need to connect, collaborate with,
Yes,
celebrate, be in
yes.
community with people that are having impact and have had
Come on now.
impact.
Come on now.
And so I count it an honor. I am humbled. I am grateful. I count it all joy. I know that it's in alignment
Yes,
to be
yes.
in community with someone like you, a great.
Well,
Like if
I
people don't know who
appreciate you.
you are, they need to know.
Girl, I
They need to
appreciate
know.
you. I appreciate you in all of those words that you have said. But let me tell you what, as I've watched you get on and do these little videos and things. But when I saw you just recently do this video for
Mhm.
parents, and you were looking at these new regulations that had just come down regarding Title I, and you came in there and you were talking to those parents, this is your right. I said, I show enough. Now, for those of you that don't know anything about show enough, that's exactly what I said. I show enough got to have
Show
you
up.
on this podcast because you kept it real. And that's what we have to do. I keep it
Yeah.
real. I don't try to be fancy. I don't have any fancy scripts. I don't have a teleprompter. I'm just speaking from my heart right
Yes.
here, right now, because the call that God has on my life is to make sure that I am building strong children. That's what God has called me
Right.
to do, building strong children. So wherever He has me do that, if it's in Walmart, I'm building strong children. If it's on the
Amen.
street corner, I'm building strong
Yes.
children. If
Yes.
it's in the church, I'm building strong children. If it's children that look like me, I'm building strong children. If it's
That
children that
part.
don't look like me, I'm going to build strong children because that's what
Yes.
God has called me to do. He didn't give me natural children, but let me tell you
Mm.
what He did. Hmm. He gave me the nickname of Mama J, and that's what my children call me to this day.
Yes.
Whoo, girl.
Well, I
Now,
count me
woo.
in the number because I
Come
sure
on.
talk about
Let the
Mama J.
church say
Ah,
amen.
yes.
Come
Yes.
on,
I
come
love
on.
it.
Oh, girl, let me tell you what, before we have to call the ushers for real, let's get to our very first question.
Yes.
You look at all these different hats, like you said, all these different hats that you wear and how you use them to move forward in life, but how most importantly you use them to impact other people's lives. I love that you're a liberator to ensure that other people are free. Girl, you just blew my mind when you said that. Oh, girl, you're a liberator to ensure that other people are free to do what they
Yeah.
want to do in life. So, having said all of that, what brings you to the work, this work that you do as a nonprofit leader, as a lawyer, as an advocate for parents, as just an educator? What brings you to the work and what keeps you doing the work?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Like
Woo.
our people. Like,
Yeah.
I
Woo.
think that oppression has had lasting impact and continues to have impact.
Okay,
It causes
okay.
harm.
Yes.
But I want our people to shift
Mm.
from surviving to
Yes.
thriving.
Yeah, come on, come
I
on,
want
come
them
on.
to walk in their power. Like, I want
Yeah.
them to literally
Yes. Yes.
be free. Like, if now I'm a pew baby too,
Come
right?
on.
So I
Mm.
came that you have life and have it more abundantly.
Yes.
What does that mean? I don't
Hmm.
have to wait to die
Right, right,
to be free.
right,
I don't have to
right.
wait to die to have abundance. And while we have a lot of things that we encounter that are up against us,
Uh-huh.
um, there's a knowledge, a skill,
Yeah.
success leaves breadcrumbs that we can look back on
Right,
generations, our
right,
ancestors.
right.
Like,
Hmm.
I, I want people to operate
Freedom, freedom.
in freedom, like whatever that looks like for them,
Right.
because they get to define that. But I want to ensure that they have the
Hmm.
tools to do
Yes.
that.
Come on now.
And
Come
so
on. You.
I will say that I'm thankful and grateful to my mother. I think
Uh-huh.
she set the stage, the standard. We are
Yes.
so much alike that it causes friction a lot of the time. But I watched her do
Yes.
liberation work, abolitionist work, be a
Yes.
disruptor,
Yes.
dismantle things.
Yes.
And I always was like, I ain't doing that. But what I realized is I'm so much like her.
Yes.
And now
Yes.
I have the opportunity to take it further. And so
Yes.
until our kids, our people can be free, like,
Yes.
that's the work.
Yes. 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 And
That's
we
what
are
keeps
not
me here.
free. We are not free until everybody's free. Come on, come
That
on.
part.
Everybody is
That's
free.
the
Come on.
challenge. That's the work. So if
Yes.
we Yeah, if anybody, I am not my brother or sister's keeper. I am my
Yes.
brother or sister.
Come on. Come
So
on.
my lived life just is about grace and mercy.
Right.
And
Right.
because I know that, I acknowledge that. And
Yes.
I may have a level of privilege and my peers don't, my
Yes.
colleagues, those coming behind me. Like, my purpose has to be
Yes.
that
Hmm.
we are working for each other's liberation.
Woo, I love that. Woo, my goodness. Woo, that got me fired up right there. Woo. So keeping in that same vein from all
Yeah.
that you've done, tell us what is the fierce urgency of now in today's schools?
Whew. The fact that our kids can't read,
Hmm.
the fact that we have two, three, four generations of children
Yeah.
now